Hello everyone, it is Leo's Fire and back again with another Bad Batch review, and this time it's something positive. It's not a bad thing, it's not just oh Bad Batch is terrible, it sucks, it's boring. This time, an episode we've been waiting for, things happen. And just to start off, we'll go through the episode. So at the start it's basically set up that they're basically kinda like bounty hunters in a sense. They're mercenaries kind of thing, basically starting off with, and they bring back a pet kind of thing, and they're basically asking Hunter asks what they're going to do with it, and Sid replies, "I don't care. They can boil it, have it as a pet. I don't care as long as I get paid." And Hunter's like, "As long as it's about the money," sarcastically, basically. And Sid turns around and like, "But when I get paid, you get paid." So you can tell Hunter's not really enjoying the shady morality of the mercenary kind of bounty hunter work. And you can tell Sid's ready to betray them whenever it's possible. Well, it seems that way anyway, because she's always holding the leverage with the money what Omega and Wrecker are eating. And you can see the Omega Wrecker bonding, where every time they do a mission, it's their tradition to go and get the special snacks. And you can see Sid refer to that by saying, it's, I forgot the name of it, but it was some type of mix that they were eating. They looked like popcorn or so. And finally, we finally see Rex. We've all been waiting for it. We finally see Rex. And it's confirmed that Rex was the person in the hologram that Trace and Rafa were talking to. And I think that's pretty cool that Rex is back in. It's finally got me excited for Bad Batch again. You can tell Bad Batch are just like thinking, oh yeah, it's the inhibitor chip. There's no worries. And you can tell Rex go for his gun like a cowboy stance and be like, what? What are you talking about? I'm not burying any of my brothers like he did in Clone Wars Season 7, where Ahsoka at the end, when he had to basically kill his own brothers because of the inhibitor chip. And he basically killed Ahsoka because he had the inhibitor chip in. And you can tell that there's loads of scars, war scars, mental scars from that experience. You can just tell in his voice, you can tell that he's even more grizzled than the Clone Wars, and you can tell he's even more grizzled and cautious than he is in Rebels, if you've seen that as well. Because in Rebels, he's kind of like a laid back old man, but can still like shoot. He's still able to do it. And we just see all these type of things, and it's really good to see. And it also says near the end that he's still out fighting the Empire. He's still fighting for the Republic. And if you've seen Rebels, he's not doing that anymore. He's with Wolf and Gregor, and they're just basically on their lonesome in a planet just hunting animals. And when he finds out that they've got the chips, he basically goes to Braca to find a Venator, where he got his chip removed by Ahsoka, and then the season 7 Clone Wars, and they go to Braca, which is the scrapper kind of buildings and scrapper for everything basically in the Republic. And from the Clone Wars, that we see Callan from Fallen Order. I was wondering if we'd maybe get a tease of Cal, but we didn't. That's fine, because it is set quite close to after the Clone Wars ending, so Cal's maybe not even got there yet. You get told that when they're talking on the Venator about the chips, Omega's like, I don't have a chip. And if you've noticed, she's very, very understanding of everything. She seems to pick up a lot of things very easily, certainly when understanding when tech's starting to talk technical terms and all this techie stuff. And she picks up and is like, this is what it means. When Wrecker's like, what? And you get some dialogue between Hunter and Rex clearly regrets not listening to Fives more and not understanding. You can tell that he's regretting that he didn't just listen to him. And again, Wrecker is scared of heights again. In the last episode he wasn't, but the episode before he was. And finally, we see Wrecker's headache come to pass. It's his inhibitor chip and it snaps. basically, it's like turning on a light switch. It's just turned on and goes full on Terminator. Just saying, you've disobeyed Order 66. You've got to be terminated. He goes Terminator on them, just grabs Tank by the neck and just starts choking them. He wipes them all, except for Hunter, kind of, who gets on the back of him and says, "Calm down, Wrecker, calm down." And he just like basically backs him into a wall. And it's quite, Wrecker is made out to be this kind of marshmallow type character in terms of his personality throughout the full thing. And you basically turn a switch on to him and he's like a Terminator. And everything kind of is, even all the sequences are kind of shot up to make him even look even bigger than he is. And I think that's quite cool. You actually see all his capabilities, what it would be like if he actually was like that, and he'd be a force to be reckoned with. And that's just crazy. It was crazy cool. It was really exciting as well. It's what we've been wanting since the start. I feel like this should have happened in the third episode. All this, as I said, you see at the end, the Scrapper Guild basically calling it into the Empire and just saying there's people here in the Jedi Venator ship. So hopefully we're going to see Crosshair and everyone at the Empire just basically gunning for them now, since they know where they are. Rex is away. Seems like he took a transmission off Ahsoka, who says he would like check back in one rotation, which is just one day. You can tell it's just going to be crazy from now on, but I'm hoping so. Hope it doesn't go basically like episode 1 really good, then down about 4 episodes, then episode 7 right up again. I hope it doesn't go down. I hope this is kind of like the average of every episode, because this is really exciting. I'm glad to be positive about Bad Batch for once. So it's just crazy. I was hoping that Wrecker would actually stay his chip activated. I wish he won. I wish the sequence was even longer than it was. I wish he got away, because he wiped Bad Batch really. If it wasn't for Rex, they would have probably been wiped out. They wouldn't even have got to Braca. And it was really good. I just wish it lasted longer. I actually wish Wrecker got away and actually teamed up with Crosshair possibly. And I wish they teamed up together to hunt down the rest of Bad Batch with and Rex. It'd have been so cool. But this is fine. The episode was good. And you can tell the inhibitor chips don't just affect against thinking of Jedis. It affects the thinking on just like the normal level. It basically makes them robots. It makes them like the droids, the B1 battle droids. It just makes them like, right, that's who you're attacking, attack them. You're like, okay. So it changes all the personality as well of these characters. It's not just Jedi they've got a thing about. It's all their personality traits, everything. They basically just become like walking shells of who they used to be. Now they really are the clone army. They're just clone shells now. They don't have individual personalities, which were shown in the Clone Wars, and we'll see. It's going to be really exciting, I hope, where to see everything that we've got to see now. And I'll be back next week with another review.